Hi everybody, my name is Chispas. I'm a Rocket League Grand Champ with around 2,500 hours, and I thought that the next challenge that I could take on is Rocket League SideSwipe. Now I've been playing this game for about 20 hours, so I'm not an expert, but I did want to show people what was difficult for me, so it's easier for others to start off strong. Without further ado, let's just get right into it. Rocket League 3D has to maneuver a 3D space. So when your directional input is in one direction, it will rotate in that direction. For example, holding up will make the car rotate forward as if it's in the air, and it's going to do nothing if it's on the ground. If holding left, it will continue turning left in the air and ground. But in SideSwipe, the direction that you're holding is the direction the nose of the car will point. So for example, if I point straight up, my car will just pop up. If I'm in the air, if I point down, it'll go down. Holding right and left will just point me in those directions. It does not rotate. It can be difficult to adjust to, but I find that it's easier to maneuver the 2D space with this as opposed to having to jump off the ground. So what I mean by that is you can pop the nose of your car and straighten out, and then you can take on challenges this way without having to do the initial jump. So this is what I've been using to challenge. It's just easier for me personally to angle the car in the right spot as opposed to having to jump. But it will come down to personal preference. Another great advantage to being able to just pop off the ground is going to be on the walls. So as with in Rocket League 3D, neither on the ground or on the walls can you just fly off of it without jumping. But in SideSwipe you can just angle off, and it is really useful for air dribblings. So as you can see, it is very useful for air dribbling. You can just angle your car off the wall because when you jump, you do kind of just jump very far off it. So it's a lot more precise to manage air dribbles off the wall with just angling. One more perk about Rocket League SideSwipe is the infinite amount of time you have for your second flip. So Rocket League 3D has a 2.4 second timer for your second flip, but in SideSwipe your second flip can be used whenever. And this is incredibly advantageous. For one, air dribbling, it can be pretty hard to get used to. So when you're first starting out, you can use your second flip pretty late to recover an otherwise bad air dribble. It is also a little bit confusing when it comes to the rotation of flips though. So this took me some time to figure out because Rocket League's flipping, it acts a bit differently. So again, because you have to manage 3D space, if you're facing backwards, you can flip backwards. However, Rocket League SideSwipe does have set flipping directions. So just to show you here, if you are facing the right 180 degrees that you saw there, you will flip clockwise. So that means that whether you are upside down or right side up, you will be flipping clockwise. And if you are in the left 180 degrees, you will be flipping counterclockwise. So both of those flips are counterclockwise when facing left, and they are clockwise when facing right. So in 3D Rocket League, there is an incentive to not hold the downwards button when doing a fast aerial because it will cause you to backflip. But in Rocket League SideSwipe, you pretty much gain your maximum speed after your first jump. So you can just use your first jump to hop off the ground with a fast aerial. And the important thing about the fast jump is that there is a little bit of delay between when your front tires are off the ground and when your second jump will be used. So here's what I mean. When you angle up off the ground like this, you will be using your second flip. However, if your wheels are already slightly off the ground, you will only be using your first jump. This is very different from Rocket League because as soon as 4 wheels are not touching the ground, that counts as the second flip. But SideSwipe does give you a little bit of maneuverability with that. You want to try to angle up your car so you can boost as fast as possible, but use your first flip as fast as you can for the maximum speed to the top of the arena or to just reach the ball that's in the air. One other neat thing about the air, one other neat thing about this arena is the flip reset. So in Rocket League SideSwipe, you can theoretically stay at the top of the arena the entire time because your boost resets when your 4 wheels are touching any surface. So this includes the ceiling, the walls, the floor, and the ball. So I'm personally not very great at flip resetting, but you can see there's a small example that as long as 4 wheels are touching a surface, you'll be fine. However, there is a slight angle between when you actually recharge your boost. So if you actually are wheeling a little bit, you're technically regaining your boost at that angle. We'll see how high the angle needs to be in order for you not to keep your boost. So I'm facing pretty much straight up and I'm recharging my boost. So yeah, it looks like the boost regeneration is a little generous in this game. But the front wheels work very differently. It's just very hard to regenerate by just touching the front, mostly because Rocket League will always make you land on your 4 wheels when you're in kind of an awkward spot. So if I try to land backwards, it just automatically flips me. I'll do it again. Yep, automatic flipping. Same thing with the wall. I did not adjust at that last second. Try one more time. Yeah, it just automatically makes you land on 4 wheels every time. So it is easier to get the reset off of the back wheels if you want to try it that way. But that's just a small example. There's also something really fun that I had no idea about, but it kind of was discovered just by random playing. If you slowly inch up towards the ball, you can pull the ball straight up. So I'm not very good at this yet because it is a very precise movement. But yeah, the ball just goes straight up when your front wheels touch it. Kind of fun. So that's all I really had for the training, just kind of the oddities that I found in the game. But I want to start reviewing some gameplay against the expert bots. They are kind of tough, so it took me a long time to be able to figure out how to beat them even once. But now I think I have a pretty consistent way of winning against them, so I'll show you that now. So the first thing to keep in mind is going to be the kickoff. You want to come at the kickoff slightly higher than center and facing down. Notice that I did not use a flip on kickoff because flipping, in my opinion, puts you in a bit of a weaker position. Plus you can use it as a better recovery than as a challenge. So try it again here. Yeah, that one I was a little bit above, so I used my flip to get back. That one it was actually kind of cool. I did a 180-degree turn and used my rotation to pull the back, or to pull my car back and kind of do a, it's kind of like a reverse musty if you want to compare it to 3D Rocket League. So there are a few things that the bots do consistently, and that's air dribbling towards the top of your net, and they also air dribble straight up and do a ceiling pinch with the ball. So you can see there I lost the challenge and I knew they were going straight for my net, so I tried to get there as fast as I can, but they were a little faster than me. The good thing is that if you are in a great kickoff position, it is very hard for the bots to score against you. And as you can see, I still have not perfected this game. I do have a lot of flaws in my gameplay. I'm very excited to play against people so that they can really bring out or take advantage of those flaws, because I am not that great. Yep, but a strong kickoff will always put you in a secure position. Personally, I have not been in a kickoff yet where flipping into the ball was actually helpful. And that was a nice little ceiling double touch. As with 3D Rocket League, the biggest advantages in this game are staying between the ball and your net. If the opponent is particularly good, they're going to be able to put that ball in your net from pretty much anywhere on this field, since it is pretty short and you can get a lot of power from very little contact. So if you don't have a secure touch, just try to recover to your net as quickly as possible, and that'll save you a lot of the time. So that was actually the first of 3 fields called SC field. That one, the ramp is a little bit longer, or it's a bit taller. There is one that's very difficult called Shortstack, which I'm going to show you next. Also on Expert. So as you can see, the ramps are a lot shorter, and you can't see it quite yet, but the ceiling is also way easier to reach. It's just a smaller field overall. In this one, if the bots get anywhere close to your net, it's pretty much a guaranteed goal. Because it is so short, they don't have to do any special maneuvering to really get past you. But for my skill set against bots so far, it's pretty much been air dribbling, and just trying to keep as strong a positioning as possible. I'm not terribly great at defending quite yet, just because the positioning is still brand new to me. But in general, I just try to keep between the ball and my net, and that'll help you a lot of the time. Don't try to be too aggressive. The only time to be the most aggressive is when your opponent is on the other side of the ball from their net. So you saw there, as soon as I saw him pass, I was really aggressive with the challenge. But until he passes the ball, I don't really try to hit the ball all that much. The ceiling pinches are very good in this game. They catch people very unexpected because there is a lot of power that can be generated from ceiling pitch and from hits in general. Physics is very different from Rocket League, but it is still very fun. One thing to note about the physics as well is there is a lot more drop-off in the X direction. So what I mean by that is if you hit the ball very, very hard, it's going to slow down horizontally, but not really vertically. So it's going to fall pretty straight once it starts losing its momentum. Yeah, I was kind of struggling there. I'm not too accurate quite yet, but I'm hoping that with a little bit more than 20 hours, I'll get over these inconsistencies in my gameplay. Yeah, another neat little trick there. You don't need to jump with the ball. All I did was pop my car up in order to put upwards momentum on it. And for that goal, I would say when you are coming down from the ceiling and the ball is falling pretty rapidly, try to get under the ball as much as possible in order to really carry that ball straighter to their net. I'm just going to ignore the own goal that you saw a second ago. So that was short field. It is one of the tougher ones. When I started being able to beat the expert bots, I actually still was unable to beat bots on short field because I did not know how to defend. The first tactic that I tried on short field was not going for kickoffs, but when I did that, they would still challenge me closer to my net, and they were pretty good at winning that kickoff or that challenge. So really mastering kickoffs is going to help you with these expert bots. But we're going to go to hoops next and talk about this kickoff. It is like hoops in 3D Rocket League, so there is a jump that you have to go to. For the closer, or for any jump, you have to do the fast kickoff in order to challenge these bots. The bots do the fast kickoff consistently and masterfully, so I would recommend trying to learn that as quick as possible. In my opinion, it is pretty straightforward. All it is pressing jump just about at the same time, if not slightly after you press up on your stick. So I actually flip reset on that ball, which helped me get the save on that. That was pretty neat. Yep, and again, many inconsistencies in my gameplay, but I am still trying to master all of those before the season comes out. So here comes that fast kickoff again, jump and up at just about the same time, and I was able to get a fair challenge there, but unfortunately I couldn't quite read the bounce. So an interesting tidbit about hoops is the bots can't do quick kickoffs for the longer kickoff in hoops. So it is easy to beat them there. Yep, I made the mistake there of trying to do a challenge with very little boost. I got really lucky that the amount of boost that I had was enough, but in this game I was a bit more careless with challenging while my opponent was pretty clear on the ball. So I am getting some good air dribbles, but this bot is doing really well. One thing to note is that you can get a lot of momentum shift on this ball, so it does not need to be the perfect setup in order for you to start doing an air dribble. You can just go at it, and as long as you get some momentum, you'll be able to carry that ball most of the way through the field. So this game is actually turning out to be pretty close. Actually, since this recording, I've gotten a touch better on my consistency, just because there are some touches that I know I cannot go for. But I ended up winning on a 0-second goal by popping the front of my car up at the same time as a jump and getting a pretty good pop into their net. So that is Rocket League SideSwipe, the 3 game modes, and a lot of the training that I have been kind of trying to master over the past 20 hours. I am going to be playing this game a lot more. It is incredibly fun and recommended. And if you have any further questions or find out any other cool techniques, please let me know. I hope everyone has a beautiful day, and I'll catch you in the next video.